there's more to come. And finally, I want to introduce my partner, Ehud Halevi. We went to law school together, and it's an honor to work with her, and we will continue to represent Ehud and also now become advocates for this program here as well. Ehud?
Thank you.
I want to tell you a little story. I'll be brief. Almost 50 years ago, in Coney Island, where I lived in the projects, the year before I was to start law school, I was driving to Nathan's, one of my favorite places when I worked at 15 years old. And I was stopped by a police officer who cursed at me, and then as I pulled up alongside of Nathan's in Coney Island, I saw him coming towards the car. To make a long story short, he put me up against the wall, he patted me down, he looked in the trunk of my car for drugs, called back up, took me to the station house, and sought to book me for assaulting a police officer. And as that happened, I saw my legal career going down the drain very rapidly, because you can't practice law pretty much if you have a felony conviction. I was able to get out of that situation. I was able to get out of the situation because, thank goodness, my father was a politically sophisticated person, and I inherited some of that. So as I was able to extricate myself from that situation. But I really learned something. I really learned something from having gone through that ordeal. And every time I read the newspaper about an African-American kid, or a Hispanic kid, or in this instance, a Jewish kid, where there's an attempt to grind that person up in the justice system, I say, I know what those shoes are like. I've walked in those shoes. And I think that that's part of actually what makes me a Jew, because I have the capacity to see it from the other person's perspective. So I would just urge each one of you, when you read the newspaper and you read an article about a Latino kid or a black kid who's being ground up in the system, don't jump to a conclusion that that person is guilty, because now you know, each one of us knows that a terrible injustice can be made. And were it not for the fact that there was a video up there, and was it not for the fact, I must say, that he had some pretty decent lawyers and he had the backing of the community, he could have been ground up in the system. He could have been ground up in the system. So remember that, and have some empathy for the other person who's being subjected to some of the same kinds of things that Ehud was being subjected to, and thank goodness we got him out of it.
And now,
The star.
I just want to thank everyone for the support, help, and
Anyone else want to share some words? You want to say
One the boys, maybe, one the Heather here.